metamorphic rocks, is it not? So from this class, we will continue and finish off the metamorphic rocks. Is presentation visible? Is the slides visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. So this class there are only two rocks that is being left out, marble and the quartzite, with which we are going to complete the rocks of the igneous sedimentary and the metamorphic rocks. So from next class, we shall start a discussion on the other properties of the second module, like your landforms, your rocks as application for your ballasts, cladding, and other things. So first of all, what is a marble? See, marble is a metamorphic rock that is formed from limestone when that limestone is subjected to heat and pressure. So what happens is, limestone, which is a sedimentary rock, it's a chemical sediment rock, not an organic sediment rock, but it is a chemical sediment rock which is made up of chemical calcium carbonate, CaCO3. So when that CaCO3 or the limestone is subjected to contacts like igneous contact, whenever there is magma eruption taking place, okay, whenever the magma eruption is taking place, you know that there will be lot amount of heat that is associated with the eruption of the magma. So what happens is that heat is sufficient enough for that limestone to recrystallize into marble without undergoing melting. Okay, so what happens is, small amount of pressure and temperature that is released at the contact. I can quote example here is that, see, whenever you start boiling the milk in a container, you start boiling a milk in a container, the sides of the container will be heated up due to the heat that is evolved at the bottom of the container. You always give the heat at the bottom of the container whenever you are boiling the milk. Okay. Similarly, when you boil water, what happens is, the interior part of the exterior part of the container will be heated up, by virtue of which the milk which is in contact with the container, the stainless steel container, gets heated up, gets boiled. Is it not? This is the phenomenon how by which the milk boils. Okay, the external container heats up, then the external container, after it gets heated up, the interior of the container also gets heated. Similarly, whenever a magma is being erupting, whenever the magma is erupted or it starts to come out in the form of a volcano, you know that it moves through the layers. Okay, whenever the magma moves through the layers of the earth, there are small openings or tiny openings that are available for the movement of the magma fluid. That is how actually magma comes out. So whenever the magma is moving towards these openings, whenever the magma moves through these openings or the veins, they are called fissures in nature. So there is lot amount of heat that is being associated or liberated due to this movement. During this course, the magma, that heat is sufficient enough. If it moves on a limestone body, what happens is, that heat which is surrounded is sufficient enough for the magma to get converted the limestone into marble. So that is sufficient enough for the formation of the marble. Okay, so dolomitic marble is also produced when dolostone is subjected to heat and pressure. Okay, so what happens is calcite is calcium carbonate, which is contains the other minerals like your clay minerals. It also contains some amount of quartz, micas, pyrite, iron oxides, and the graphite also. Okay, so under these conditions of the metamorphism, the calcite in the limestone, what happens is it recrystallizes to form a rock that is a mass of interlocking calcite crystals. How does it actually form? See, all these metamorphic rocks are usually formed under convergent plate boundaries itself. Okay, most of the marbles forms at convergent plate boundaries where large areas of the earth's crust are exposed to regional metamorphism. I explained you what is regional metamorphism. Okay, so regional metamorphism is a type of metamorphism which occurs over a large extent of area. Okay, which occurs over a large extent of areas. So some also marbles, what happens is they are formed by the contact metamorphism. I told you what is a contact metamorphism. Okay, so contact metamorphism is when it occurs near the contacts. Now what is a contact? Primarily, as I told you, wherever the magma erupts, wherever the magma erupts, during the magma eruption, the places that comes in contact of the magma eruption, the places surrounding the adjacent areas of the magma eruption are called as contacts. Okay, so now through a channel, if magma is being erupting, what happens is the adjacent areas, the close areas or the adjacent areas which are present near the magma eruption usually forms the contacts. Okay, so also formed by the contact metamorphism when a hot magma enters the adjacent limestone or the dolostone. Okay, so what happens is as the metamorphism progresses, the crystals, what happens is they grow larger and they become easily recognizable as a interlocking crystals of calcite. Okay, so what happens is during this recrystallization, the original fossils and the sedimentary structures are also being preserved. Okay, sometimes the original structures may be preserved, or if the heat is too much enough, it will be devoid. Okay, it will diminish the fossils and the sedimentary structures. Usually what happens is the heat of the magma at the contact will be very high. The heat of the magma adjacent to the contacts is very high. So what happens is the chances during recrystallization